Hello, family. Welcome back to this channel. I am your host, F. Young David King. I noticed I just gained some new subscribers. You guys are welcome. And I assure you that this channel promises to be entertaining and also educative. So, today we're going to be talking about the differences between proactive people and reactive people. Okay, there's a saying that between stimulus and response, there lies our greatest power, the freedom to choose. That is between what is giving you a tough time, the problem, the situation you're facing, and your response to that situation. There lies our greatest power, which is our freedom to choose. Okay, I believe you must have heard the saying a few times: take responsibility. Why not take responsibility? But have you really thought about it? That responsibility is a positive and a negative word. Yes, let me explain to you. So the meaning of responsibility is, it comes from two words. There's response and then there's ability, which comes together to form the ability to respond. So the ability to respond to situation differs from person to person. The way you respond to a certain situation, that is, your response to a certain situation can't be compared or is not the same to the way another person responds to similar situation. So that is why I say it is divided into positive and negative responsibility. So it is true that as human beings, we are responsible for our own lives, and our behaviors are a function of our decisions and not our conditions. So people keep saying, I was in this condition, that was why I did this. It was due to this condition, that was why I did it. But you find people having that same or going through that same condition and acting differently. So it boils down to decision making. It doesn't come down to condition. You see two people having the same situation, going through the same thing, and then having different results or behaving differently. That's to show you that we are the ones in charge of our lives. Our behaviors are a function of our decisions. We decide what happens. So you cannot blame your condition for your behavior or the decisions you're making. You hold yourself because you're the one making the decisions. And we have the initiative and responsibility to make things happen in our life. So, this is the difference between proactive and reactive people. Proactive people behave or behaviors are as a function of conscious choices based on values, while reactive people behave as a function of conditions based on feelings. So, a proactive person is making decisions based on the core values and principles that their lives are formed around. That is, even if they find themselves in situations, they often go back to their values and principles before they take decisions. But a reactive person reacts according to their feelings and puts the blame on the condition. Like you say, I was born into a poor background. I'm coming from a poor background. That's why I doing this. That's why I'm into this means of livelihood and all that. While someone else coming from that same background has a different storyline, behaves different, made a different decision, and is leading their life successfully. So that is the difference between a proactive person and a reactive person. A reactive person is reacting. A proactive person is acting based on values and principles. Reactive people are often affected by their physical environment. That is to say, a bad weather could mean a bad day for a reactive person. Whether it is rain or shine, a proactive person stays intact. That is, they carry their weather everywhere they go. The weather doesn't affect their physical environment, doesn't affect how they behave or the decisions they make. Why someone could say, "Oh, it's the weather. That's why I'm like this. That's why I'm not happy today." The weather is no. A proactive person takes the weather anywhere he goes. His weather is always positive. What happens is physical environment doesn't affect his behavior or decision making. I've mentioned this one before. A reactive person is feelings driven, a proactive person is value driven. Once you know your values, once you know your core principles, you take decisions based on those values and principles. Then for a reactive person, you're taking decisions out of feelings, out of your condition. You tend to blame a lot of factors for why you took certain decisions or why you're behaving in a certain way. That is not for a reactive person. A reactive person goes back to his value system and thinks, It says, am I supposed to behave like this? Forgetting the situation I am in, I don't need to behave like this. Considering the situation I am in, I don't need to act like this. But a reactive person immediately forgets his principles or values if he has any, and immediately makes decision out of feelings. So that is one of the differences between a proactive and a reactive person. Reactive people are also affected by their social environment, in the sense that when people treat them well, they feel well. Like, if people don't treat them well, if they are not praised, they are not encouraged, they don't perform well, they don't feel okay. They are always in the quest for attention. They always want people to acknowledge and tell them they are doing well before they can do well. So it affects them. But a reactive person, praises without praises with praises, they keep doing the work without anyone recognizing them. They keep doing it because it's in their value system. It is part of their value system to perform at the topmost level. So even if they hear a praise, it doesn't affect them. Even if they don't hear a praise, it doesn't affect them. But that is not the same for a reactive person. All right, now let me use a real life experience now to explain. Or let's say there are two people, two girls and two boys. The girls are telling their men, oh, you guys are trying, but we want more from a relationship. We want more of the financial support. Okay. And the reactive guy reacts angrily. What do you want me to do? Am I not doing enough? Am I not working hard enough? You don't even value what I'm doing for you and all that. And then he begins to hate or become angry, and you see him maybe indulge in some social vices, criminality, or begin to have a thing for women negatively. So he's reacted according to his feelings. Check out this reaction from a proactive person. If he tries to maybe explain or let his spouse know that he's working so hard, and even though he knows that he would want to do more for her, at the moment his hands are tied. Maybe there's a lot of investment, there's a lot he's doing on his career, and she doesn't understand. He walks away, allows her, focuses on his own life, does the best for himself, and then he can now be able to go back into a relationship when he is better as a person. So are you seeing the difference? He doesn't go into any criminal activity. He doesn't start picking on women, doing all the wrong things we're seeing online these days happening to women. He doesn't go into that kind of life. He's made a different decision. Okay, I will go back and work on myself. I'll let you be. Go back and work on myself, become a better person, and now I can love better. The next lady I'm going to date, I'm going to take good care of her. I'm sorry I couldn't do that for you. That is a different reaction based on core values. But the reactive person immediately becomes angry, starts hating on every human, sorry, and then he starts behaving in a certain kind of way. You see him indulging in social vices, criminal activities just to make ends meet, to impress maybe that same lady or any other lady he meets. Are you seeing the difference? That is the difference between a reactive and a proactive person. One more example is in the case of poverty. There might be two persons, two friends, they came out of poverty in the same, they lived in the same community, and their community is known for being a very rural, poverty prone area. So one comes up and says, I'll start a business, I'll grow a brand, I'll be successful, I'll do something legitimate, I will help others grow, I'll build a business that employs others, that creates employment for others. And he's working tooth and nail to get that done. And the other friend on the other hand says, no, I'll do something different to make money, and I want it fast. And I want a route that is fast. I want it now, immediately, because I want to meet up to the demands of my girlfriend, my parents, my family. So he goes the wrong way, taking the wrong decision. Why did he not take the same decision? That is because our conditions are not the reasons why we take decisions. Our decisions are either out of values or out of feelings. So the first person made the decision out of values. Okay, I'm not going to stain my hands. I'm not doing anything dirty to make money. The other person says, anything that goes, anything that happens, I will do anything to make money. So out of his feelings, he's made that decision. Out of his values, the other person made the decision. So that is what I'm trying to explain to you. In conclusion, reactive people build their emotional lives around the behavior of other persons. If someone is nice to them, they'll be okay. If someone is hard on them, if someone is rude to them, they'll be rude. They'll be sad. If someone is rude to them, they'll be sad. If someone is nice to them, they'll be happy. So they build their life, their emotional life around the behavior of others. There's a saying that says no one can hurt you unless you give them your consent or the power to hurt you. Yes, that's how it is. So you're going through something, someone is rude to you, but you're smiling through, you're just there. You've created that self-awareness for yourself where you could be in a certain situation and not even be feeling any of the pain. You're just coated in and out. That is what a proactive person does. That self-awareness is there. But a reactive person immediately loses their self-awareness. Maybe they begin to feel bad, they become rude because people are rude to them. Also, I am who I am today because of the choices I made years ago, 10 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, starting my business, 5 years ago. Those are the choices I made then. That is who I am now. So I've lived my life with this belief that anything that's happening in my life, it is my decision making. It is what I want for myself. That is how we all should live our lives. We should hold ourselves more accountable. We should be responsible for our lives. Any decision we're taking, it's our decisions. We shouldn't blame the government, blame our ex, blame so many other external factors when we are not taking any blame. We are supposed to be taking the major chunk of the blame. My life, the result of my life now is the result of the effort I put in 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. What matters most is not what happens in our life, is how we handle or behave or react to what happens in our life, the experiences we go through. So, are you a proactive person or a reactive person? Do you react to situations based on your values, your principles, or you react to situations based on your feelings? Let me know in the comment section what you think about this video, and I hope we've been able to learn a thing or two. I myself have learned a lot from what I just taught you guys. So thank you very much for being on this channel. Please don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, and don't forget to subscribe on this channel. We will be needing all your support as we continue to grow. Thank you to our new subscribers. Please sit tight. There's more from where this is coming from. God bless you. I remain my humble self, Effiong David King, your host on this channel. Catch ya.